Welcome to a brand new review series called 1 Week Later, where we'll take a look at some of the industry's biggest releases around a week or so after launch day. In today's episode, we take a look at Super Mario Maker 2, the anticipated Switch follow-up to the Wii U original. So let's not waste any more time and jump straight in. When you load up the game, you'll have a choice of either make or play, and seeing as the game is called Super Mario Maker, it seems only appropriate to start with the level creator. For those already familiar with how Mario Maker works, or want to learn the ropes themselves, then you're more than free to start creating. You don't have to sit through any sort of tutorial or guide. However, for those who are new to Mario Maker, a good place to start learning is Yamamura's Dojo. So Yamamura's Dojo is a tutorial section of the game, with each lesson being presented by Nina and Yamamura, who's a pigeon for some reason, but anyway, I move on. This is a comprehensive set of tutorials, and it will essentially cover everything that the game has to offer when it comes to making your own levels. And I must say it's a great idea, as it helps keep the game much more accessible to players who may find level editors and game creators a little bit overwhelming. So moving on to the actual level editor itself, and you quickly find that you're spoiled for choice when it comes to building blocks, items, enemies, and game styles, which will essentially change the look and feel of your level to match one of 5 different Super Mario games. And the best part about this is you can start building a level and switch between these different styles without having to start again from scratch. There is an exception here though, and it's that the 3D World style is separated from the others, as those older styles aren't able to support all of 3D World's features. And while this might come as a frustration to some, it hasn't bothered me personally given what the unique 3D World style has brought to a 2D format. This could also leave the door open to other 3D styles such as Sunshine and Odyssey being added in the future. But the making process isn't always perfect though, and the game has issues specifically when you try to make levels in TV mode with a controller. It simply doesn't feel as good as it does in handheld mode. One thing about the original Mario Maker was that the Wii U's touchpad was always a viable option, whether you were playing on the TV or the gamepad itself, but due to the Switch's hybrid nature, the same sadly can't be said. So when editing in TV mode, you'll navigate the level using a cursor mapped to the left stick. When you need to access menus and tools, you have to use the D-pad. And this particular control layout can be really frustrating when you've selected the wrong thing for the 1000th time. This is probably my biggest complaint with the game, and personally, I think that changing the controls so that all menus can be accessed with the cursor and using the right stick to move around the level would be a much better option. Perhaps this is something that can be changed with a future update. In the meantime though, I suggest making levels in handheld mode, but thankfully when it comes to playing levels, any of the Switch's playstyles work absolutely fine. Speaking of playing levels, there's once again plenty to offer, and unlike its predecessor, Super Mario Maker 2 features a story mode. After Undo Dog accidentally destroys Peach's castle, it falls to Mario to complete jobs in order to fund construction for a new one, which I guess goes to show that even the Mushroom Kingdom can fall on hard times. Once you complete one of the 100 plus levels in the story, you'll be rewarded with coins to spend on various parts of construction. And that's more or less it. You play levels, earn coins, and spend them on building the castle. It's very simple, but it's a good way of showcasing what the game has to offer. Another big part of Mario Maker 2 is Course World, and while this isn't exactly new, it should still be praised for how it presents players with an easy way to find new, trending and popular levels, as well as being able to search for top content creators and players. You can even play your friends' levels, if you have their course ID. It's amazing to think that in 2019 we're still having to use friend codes and ID numbers to find our friends in online games. Fortunately, Nintendo doesn't completely hate the idea of you playing with friends, as you can play 4-player co-op or versus on one system. You can also connect up to 4 switches through local wireless, but I have to ask, is it so hard to implement online private games? You can play online with up to 4 random people, but even then, Nintendo Switch Online is a far from perfect service, and my experience so far has been poor to say the least. Course World also features an endless challenge mode, which does exactly what it says and provides you with a near unlimited amount of levels based on your chosen difficulty. And much like story mode, it is rather basic, but I can see the appeal to those who like to rack up high scores and challenge leaderboards. So after spending quite a bit of time with the game, do I recommend you go and pick this up? Absolutely, this is certainly a must-buy game for Nintendo's hybrid console. Now, it's not in the same tier as Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, and it does have some issues with matchmaking and TV mode, but Mario Maker 2 still has some charm about it, and I'm excited to see what's next when it comes to the game's near endless creativity. And that's it for the first episode of 1 week later. Now, I'm sure you've noticed it's been a little bit more than a week at this point, and that's because we've had some technical issues. But now we've ironed out those problems, you can expect to see future episodes of the series, as well as other content, actually go live on time. So I guess all that's left to say is, thanks for watching! If you like what you saw, be sure to hit the like button and get subscribed, as I plan on providing a lot more content in the future. But for now, that's all. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again next time.